channel. Okay, this is the part 3 of body fluids. Okay, earlier we learned in two parts lymphatic system and introduction of this lesson. Okay, this is the part 3 of body fluids and the circulation. In this part, we are going to complete remaining part of the lymphatic system. How lymph is formed, you learned in intermediate posterior. So, how is the lymph formed? When blood passes through the capillaries, okay, when blood passes through the capillaries, due to filtration pressure at the arteriolar ends of capillaries, along with plasma, many substances such as glucose, small sized organic molecules, and inorganic salts, except large plasma proteins, are filtered into extracellular spaces where it is called tissue fluid or extracellular fluid. Okay, you have to understand the meaning of these two. Okay, actually it is one sentence. When blood passes through the capillaries, okay, see here, this is the arteriole. You know, from our heart, systemic aorta arises. Systemic aorta divides into arteries. Okay, arteries further divide into arterioles. For example, this is one arteriole. What is this one? Aorta. What is this one? Artery. What is this one? Arteriole. Okay, if you see the diameter, gradually the diameter decreases. This is the larger one, and then this is the smaller than this one. Progressively there is a decrease in diameter, and this is arteriole. The arteriole further divides into capillary. What is this one? Blood capillary. What is this one? Venule. How is this venule formed? There is a vena cava. Vena cava, you know, superior vena cava, inferior vena cava. Vena cava divides into veins. Vena cava, this is a vena cava, very big one, and divides into veins. Vein further divides and form venule. Veins divide and form venule. Okay, you can see here. Okay, you know, venule begins with capillaries. Artery ends with capillaries. That means you can see the capillaries in two colors here. One is blue, another one is the red. That means these are the capillaries towards venule, and the red one, these are the capillaries towards arteriolar end. Okay, what are these? This is the capillary bed. In this capillary bed, you can identify the two types of, one is color, another one red color. And the blue color ones are the capillaries towards venule. The red color ones are, these are the capillaries towards the arteriole. Okay, you know now. Okay, the capillaries, the blue one and red one, were capillaries towards venule and capillaries towards arteriole. Come to this diagram. Observe this one. This is a section of this diagram. Okay, when you take a section, it appears like that. Here you can see arteriole. This is the arteriole. When you see now blood is flowing inside here. Okay, as we did not take section here, we cannot see the internal what is going on inside. Okay, now here from the heart is coming here. When blood comes here, in this capillary, I told you this is the capillary. This is the capillary towards. This is the capillary towards arteriole. This is the blue color one, capillary towards the venule. In this capillary, observe the pressures here. In this capillary, the hydrostatic pressure is more. Hydrostatic pressure is more, and oncotic pressure or colloidal osmotic pressure is less. What is the hydrostatic pressure here? 33. And what is the oncotic pressure here? 20. Okay, if you subtract 20 from 33, what do you get? 13. As this pressure is more, which pressure? Hydrostatic pressure is more or greater than oncotic pressure or colloidal osmotic pressure here. Okay, from many substances coming out, this you can see the arrow mark here outward. That means from the capillary, because of here more pressure is present, 13 mmHg is greater pressure. That's why plasma, water, glucose, gases like oxygen, they all coming out. Okay, they all are coming out. You can see here, capillary, they all are coming out from these red capillaries. They all are coming outside. Okay, observe here in this diagram. This is arteriole. This is a capillary towards arteriole. This is a capillary towards the venule. Here, which pressure is more? Hydrostatic pressure. This arrow you can see bigger one. But the other pressure is less here. Smaller arrows you can see here. As a result of that, some substances filtration takes place here. They are filtered into the what? They are filtered into which space? They are filtered into the interstitial space. Interstitial space means the space between the cells into the tissue. Okay, in this place, what is present here? There are cells, tissue cells. Okay, in between this tissue cell, there is a space. This is called interstitial space. Okay, that is the meaning of the first sentence. When blood passes through the capillaries, okay, that means here when blood is passing through the capillary due to high filtration pressure, that means hydrostatic pressure, where at the arteriolar ends of capillaries, okay, here in these capillaries, not here, at the arterial end of capillaries, along with plasma, what are coming outside here, plasma is coming outside. Along with plasma, not only plasma, some other substances also. Okay, plasma, glucose, small sized organic molecules, and inorganic salts, etc. Okay, these all are filtered. Okay, what are coming outside? Okay, with the plasma is coming, and along with that, many of glucose, small sized organic molecule, inorganic salts, etc. Except large plasma proteins are filtered into the extracellular space. Okay, many substances are filtered. Okay, many substances here you can observe water, solutes, they all are coming outside. What are coming outside here? Plasma is coming outside. In that plasma, there is a water is present, oxygen comes outside, glucose is coming, some other organic substances are coming, but is coming outside. But what not coming? Plasma, large size plasma protein, they cannot come outside because here there are pores, those pores, they are not permeable to that. Glucose, small size organic molecules, inorganic salts, etc., except large plasma proteins are filtered where? Filtered into space. Now we call it, okay, the substance that is coming out, now we call the here what is present, this is we now we call it interstitial fluid. Interstitial fluid or tissue fluid we call it. Okay, the thing that has come out, okay, these all together called, what do we call these all together, these are the part of now, it is extracellular or interstitial fluid. Okay, there are ECF we can say. Okay, you can observe here formation of lymphatic system. What are the functions of lymphatic system? Fluid recovery, immunity, and lipid absorption. You know, villi help in the absorption of the villi. Inside the villus, there is a lacteal which help in the absorption of fats. Come to the second point. Okay, this causes an increase in the colloidal osmotic pressure of the plasma of the blood in the venular ends of the capillaries due to plasma proteins. I said that, okay, all are coming outside except, okay, blood cells do not come outside, and also plasma proteins are not coming outside. Okay, this causes an increase in the colloidal osmotic pressure. You learned this term in first year also. Okay, this causes an increase in the colloidal osmotic pressure of plasma. What are these colloids? Plasma proteins are colloids. Okay, they are increasing the colloidal osmotic pressure of plasma, where of the blood in where in the venular ends of the capillaries. I showed you. This is the capillary towards the venule. Okay, in the first diagram I showed you here. These are the capillaries towards the venule. Now in these capillaries, one pressure increases. Okay, observe here. In these capillaries here, the pressure, what is this one? 20. But hydrostatic pressure is 13 here. Okay, here hydrostatic pressure this side. Here these are the pressures here. These are the pressures in these capillaries. Here, what is this pressure? Hydrostatic pressure 13. Oncotic pressure 20 here. Okay, net is 7. Okay, it helps in as the pressure is greater. Which pressure? Oncotic pressure. Now you can observe here arrow mark inside. That means okay, this pressure greater oncotic pressure, which causes this oncotic pressure is created because of colloidal protein, plasma proteins, and because of the it draws the extracellular fluid, not entire 85% of the extracellular fluid drawn in. Okay, now that means here reabsorption takes place. Okay, this is a net reabsorption pressure. Here filtration, it went outside, filtration takes place, and this is the net filtration pressure is 13, because of which these substances going out. Net reabsorption pressure 7. Okay, because of this the substances coming inside. Okay, not all the substances. For example, here if 100 ml goes outside, only 85 85 ml returns here. What about the remaining 15? The remaining 15, observe here, it is entering into these green color capillaries. What are these? Lymphatic capillaries. Okay, once the extracellular fluid which enters into these capillaries, we call it lymph. You learned in first is also what is meant by lymph. The extracellular fluid after entering into the lymph capillaries, we call it lymph. Look at the second point now. This pressure, okay, which pressure? Oncotic pressure favors the movement of about 85% of extracellular fluid into capillaries at the venular ends after exchanging oxygen, CO2, nutrients, and other metabolites with the tissue. Okay, this fluid, extracellular fluid, gives oxygen to the tissue cell. Tissue cells give carbon dioxide, and it gives the nutrients, glucose. These all substances are given to the cells. Okay, like that, there is an exchange that takes place between this extracellular fluid and tissue cells. And here, the remaining 15% of extracellular fluid. Okay, I told you here. Okay, here. Okay, here filtration taking place into the interstitial space, and here what is formed? Interstitial fluid or extracellular fluid. This fluid, only 85% of the fluid it is coming inside. What about the remaining 15? The remaining 15%, the remaining 15%, okay, enters into, you can observe in this diagram also, from the heart blood is coming and some is going out here, and 85% enters into the capillaries and it goes heart. But only 85% is entering here. Only 85% is entering here. The remaining 15%, the remaining 15%. Okay, this causes an increase in the colloidal osmotic pressure of the plasma of the blood in venular ends of the capillaries due to plasma proteins. Okay, this pressure favors the movement of 85% of which pressure? Oncotic pressure favors the movement of 85% of ECF in the capillaries at the venular ends after exchanging oxygen. These are the remaining 15% of ECF. The remaining 15% of ECF, here 15% of ECF is entering into these. This is called lymph capillary. Okay, this is the lymph capillary. They are entering into the lymph capillary. Once the extracellular fluid enters into the lymph capillary, we call it lymph. We learned in first year also. Okay, you can observe here two types. What are the differences between these two pressures? Note down this one: hydrostatic pressure and colloidal osmotic pressure. It is very important topic. Okay, you have in NCERT textbook also. The details are not given in NCERT textbook. It is very important. Difference between hydrostatic pressure and colloidal osmotic pressure. Okay, this pressure we find the arterial capillary bed. That means here we find this hydrostatic pressure here. Okay, here more hydrostatic pressure. Colloidal osmotic pressure. Okay, vein capillary end. It is for this pressure is found here in this one. Okay, this pressure is due to difference in the diameter of the blood vessel, and this is due to unfiltered large plasma proteins. I told you plasma proteins are not filtered. Okay, because of this unfiltered large plasma proteins which are present inside the capillary, they cause the colloidal osmotic pressure in the veins towards the capillaries towards the vein. And because of hydrostatic pressure, I told you here what takes place, filtration taking place coming outside. And because of this colloidal osmotic pressure, what is going on here? Reabsorption is going on here. Here from the blood, extracellular fluid, okay, goes into, from the blood, extracellular fluid going into interstitial space, also called as, okay, extracellular space. Here from the extracellular space, from the this is also called extracellular space. From the extracellular space, what is coming inside? Okay, fluid, extracellular fluid coming inside. Okay, that's this point. Okay, extracellular, from the extracellular space, extracellular fluid coming into the blood. For example, as I told you here, 80, 100 ml of ECF is filtered. Here only 85% of ECF returns to the capillary. What about the remaining 15? The remaining 15% enters into the remaining 15% enters into the capillary. These capillaries are called lymph capillary, and what we call it lymph fund. That is called lymph. Okay, henceforth it is called the remaining 15% ECF is collected into the lymphatic system through the lymph capillary. This is called as lymph. Okay, in a pregnant woman, when the enlarged uterus exerts pressure on the abdominal veins, it increases the capillary hydrostatic pressure. It leads to accumulation of fluids in the legs, hence the swollen legs, edema in them. Okay, in a pregnant woman, when the when baby is growing inside the uterus, okay, because the grows, uterus means womb, commonly called we were before our birth, we were in the mother womb, okay, nearly a period of 9 months. Okay, during that period, the uterus size, every day the baby grows, the uterus also enlarges. When the uterus enlarges, that enlarged uterus exerts pressure on the veins of the abdominal wall. In a pregnant woman, when the enlarged uterus exerts pressure on the abdominal veins, it increases the capillary hydrostatic pressure towards the capillaries of the arterial end. It leads to accumulation of extracellular fluid in the legs. Okay, that is the reason why pregnant women లో కాళ్ళు వాసినట్టుగా ఉంటాయి, స్వాలిన్ ఉబ్బినట్టుగా ఉంటాయి. Okay, that is called as that swollen legs is called edema in them. Okay, observe here this point, note down this point. Pregnant woman has edema in face and eyes also. Growing baby in the uterus creates more pressure on blood vessels, so hydrostatic pressure increases and large amount of ECF goes outside from the blood. Lot of fluid goes into the tissues and it remains there. Okay, that's caused the edema in the pregnant woman. Next one is the composition of lymph. What are present in the lymph? Lymph composition. Lymph is similar in composition to blood plasma, except that it contains much lower concentration of proteins are present here. Proteins concentration is lower in the lymph plasma, but blood plasma has more protein. Albumins, globulins, fibrinogen, prothrombin, these all are present. And nutrients such as fatty acids and glycerol are more are more here. Okay, because fats and glycerols are absorbed into the lymph, not into the blood. Okay, I repeat again, lymph is similar in composition to the blood plasma, except it contains much more Okay, lymph is similar in composition. Lymph is similar in composition to the blood plasma, except that it contains much lower concentration of. Okay, lymph is almost similar to blood plasma. Okay, lymph also has plasma. Lymph plasma, blood plasma, both are almost similar, except okay, it contains much lower concentration of proteins. Lymph has lower concentration of protein and nutrients such as fatty acids and glycerol than those in plasma. Okay, it has more fatty acids and glycerol in the lymph. Erythrocytes are absent. Erythrocytes are absent in the lymph. Red blood cells are absent. That's why lymph is the word lymph is a Latin word which means water. I told you that one. Okay, lymph contains water, lymph contains some coagulation factors, contains antibodies. Okay, lymph contains enzymes, hormones, vitamins, minerals, these all are present in the lymph. What is meant by chyle? Earlier you learnt bolus, you learnt chyme, you learnt stool. This is chyle. What is chyle? Okay, an emulsion of lymph and triglyceride fat. An emulsion of lymph plus triglyceride fat. Triglyceride fat characteristically present in the lacteals is called, villus. Okay, for example, this is the villus. Assume this is a villus. Inside the villus, there is a lymph capillary called lacteal, and here there are capillaries. There is a network of capillaries around this one. Okay, here, okay, inside this lacteal, what is present? Lymph is present. Now, what is coming inside triglyceride fat from our intestine? Triglyceride fat. Okay, lymph plus triglyceride fat, chylomicrons. It is otherwise called chylomicron. Together we call, which is present in the lacteals, is called chyle. Chyle is equal lymph plus triglyceride fat. Functions of the lymphatic system. What are the functions of the lymphatic system? Okay, here let us see the functions of the lymph first, then we go to functions of the lymphatic system. Functions of the lymph. Lymph maintains viscosity of blood. Our blood has viscosity. Okay, that viscosity of the blood is maintained by the lymph. And blood, it maintains the volume of blood. Otherwise, this is called middleman. Lymph is called middleman. It is a middle. It is the middleman. It maintains the volume of blood. Okay, if there is no lymph, the volume of the blood decreases. Therefore, BP also decreases. Lymph glands release lymphocyte. Lymph glands produce lymphocyte. Those lymphocytes are taken to the blood by lymph. Okay, lymph is taking from the lymph gland to lymphocytes to the blood. Next one, from the liver, proteins are taken to the blood by the lymph. Our liver produces many proteins, albumins, globulins, fibrinogen, prothrombin, many albumins, globulins. These are produced. Fibrinogen, prothrombin. Okay, these are the main proteins produced by our liver. Okay, these proteins produced by liver are taken to the blood by the lymph. Next, endocrine glands, they produce hormone. Those hormones are also transported to the blood by the lymph. Next, from our gut, when you take the oil food, okay, that oil food is converted to oil is converted to fat. Okay, from your gut, they are absorbed by the lactic food, and finally they are taken to the blood. Okay, these are the functions of lymph. Very very important points. These all are. Next one, lymph node. I explained you that one earlier. Large amounts of microbes are engulfed by the phagocytes present in the lymph nodes. We learned structure of the lymph node also. Lacteal. Lymph vessel present in the villus is called lacteal. It contains a chyle. Chyle means triglycerides in the lacteal. Triglycerides plus lymph together we call chyle. Come to the functions of the lymphatic system. Lymph returns the absorbed nutrients and waste collected from the body parts to the blood. Lymph returns the absorbed nutrients, that means fatty acids and glycerol, and waste collected from the body parts to the blood. Second one, it transports lymphocytes from the lymph node, lymphatic ducts to the blood. It transports digested fats which are absorbed through the lacteals present in the intestinal villi to the blood vascular system. and it destroys the invading microbes and foreign particles in the lymph nodes. We discussed this point earlier. Okay, the lymphatic system destroys invading microorganisms and foreign particles in the lymph nodes. Inside the lymph nodes, there are lymphocytes are present. They kill the microorganism. These are the functions of lymphatic system. Okay, that's the end of lymphatic system is completed with this one. Next, we discuss about the clotting of blood.